Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode whereby we'll be talking about how to exactly fast according to your menstrual cycle. And as we near the end of this series whereby we are answering all questions when it comes to intermittent fasting, we cannot be able to end it without addressing this issue. So today we're going to be looking at a comprehensive look at our cycle, how to exactly fast, work out for optimal health. On an average, a woman has a 28-day cycle. But for women who have not yet mastered their cycles, it's going to become an exercise when it comes to them knowing how to exactly fast. So what I usually advise them to do is first, you can go and download an app called Flow or the calendar on Google Play Store. This usually helps you to know your cycle well and how many days it takes for you to get your menstrual periods. But now what about these other women who, one, they have irregular periods, or they have even conditions such as the polycystic ovarian syndrome, commonly known as PCOS. What are they supposed to exactly do? What I usually advise is for them to start intermittent fasting of even 16/8, because this usually helps in balancing out their hormones. And when it comes to hormones, I'd like you to think of them like a highway. When one hormone has an accident, it ends up affecting the entire highway. So whatever you have that is the imbalance cannot be fixed by a supplement, because it's not going to be possible for you to just fix one particular part of a hormone and think that all of a sudden you're going to have a balance. It takes more than that, and you need to now address your gut, because that is where the main problem usually is. Fix it first by one, taking a lot of probiotics, and also now combining it with intermittent fasting together with eating healthy and nutrient-dense meals. This usually helps in balancing out your hormones. So let's look at how we are supposed to be exactly fasting according to our cycles, and we're going to be using now the 28-day cycle all the way to around 32 days. And we're going to start with now the first phase, which we call the menstrual phase, which is 1 to 5 days. And the first day that you get your periods, we call it day 1. And your hormones are usually very low during this phase. That is the progesterone and estrogen, causing now the menstrual symptoms such as now the cramping, lower back pain, and also the fatigue, and so many other symptoms. So how are we supposed to be exactly fasting during this phase? And contrary to popular belief, it is okay to fast during this phase. But I usually advise you to start from now day 2, because the first day you may be losing a fair amount of blood, and also you're trying to recover from the hormonal crash. And so the second day is usually perfect for you to start fasting, and you can start doing the 16/8 or even the 18/6. It is perfectly okay to do that during this phase. The second phase is what we call the follicular phase, which now happens between day 6 all the way to day 14. And this is now the phase after the menstrual phase, which your progesterone and estrogen are usually on the rise. And this is the phase whereby you feel you have very high energy, you have a radiant skin, and you feel highly optimistic. And this is the perfect phase to try new things. And how are we supposed to be exactly fasting during this phase? This is the perfect phase to go one on a longer fast. You can engage now in a 24-hour fast, which we call OMAD, which is very good for addressing your gut issues. You can engage in a 36-hour fast, which is a great fat burner, which targets your belly. And you can now even do a 48-hour fast, which usually resets your entire dopamine system. And you can also engage in a 72-hour fast. How are we supposed to be working out during this phase? You can engage in high intensity interval training, which we commonly call HIITs, and even some weight lifting. If you have watched this video this far, I believe that you're liking the content. Please consider giving it a thumbs up, and also hit that share button so that it can be able to spread to amazing people like you. Thank you. And the other phase is what we call the ovulatory phase, which now happens between that day 14 all the way to around day 17. And this is the peak of your cycle, where your estrogen is very high, causing you to have higher energy and also usually have an increased libido. Another hormone is also at peak, which we call testosterone. How are we supposed to be fasting during this phase? We're supposed to keep our fast a bit low. You can do now the 16-8 so that you can help your body now, especially your liver, to metabolize all these hormones. How are we supposed to be exercising during this phase? This is the perfect phase to go and lift weights. Go and lift heavy, because remember, your testosterone is at peak, and testosterone is great for building muscle. And now we go to the last phase, which we call the luteal phase, which happens now between day 18 to around day 28. And this is the phase now after ovulation, and this is the phase where your hormones surge and diminish, causing you to feel very low in energy, causing you to feel so much irritable, causing you to just feel like crying for no apparent reason and get crazy cravings for sugar. And this is because your progesterone is usually at peak during this phase, and progesterone generally loves glucose, and this is the reason as why you usually have cravings for those sugary stuff. So how are we supposed to be exactly fasting during this phase? And remember that during this phase, your body is already vulnerable to stress. So it is advisable not to put it under more stress and pressure. So it is advisable for you to keep your fasting very low, or even not fast completely. If you still decide to fast, you can do a 12-12 kind of fast, or you can do a 14-10 kind of fast, or you can do now the typical 3 meals in a day, which you can have your breakfast and in between have maybe a simple snack, such as maybe some nuts or even some citrus fruits, because your progesterone also loves such kind of fruits. And also now you can do your dinner, but don't do too many snacks in between. But this is the phase that now you're supposed to be nurturing your body and make sure that you are in just a restorative mode and not doing crazy long fasts. In summary, I hope that you've understood that in your cycle there are different phases, and now that is going to help you to time your life, your intermittent fasting schedules, and also your exercises, so that you can be able to be in sync with your cycles. I hope that this was insightful and that it's going to help you come up with an intermittent fasting schedule and also exercises routine that are going to be help you to match these natural hormonal fluctuations. If you'd like to systematically improve your health, also learn what to exactly eat during different phases of your cycle, you can contact us via the numbers on the screen, and also we're gonna leave them in the description box below. Please leave me a comment down below. Also remember to hit that subscribe button if you still haven't, and I'll definitely see you on the next one. Thank you.